Right. Hello. Welcome to the Whovian Wire podcast, in which we go through each episode of Doctor Who after watching it and yap about it because we're both Doctor Who nerds. And
Indeed.
yes, this is Josh, my good friend, and I am Alan.
Hello.
And yeah, we're both nerds about Doctor Who, so we thought we would make a podcast. Why not? So, let's get started. Josh, what got you into Doctor Who? What got you into that Docky Who vibe?
My parents randomly put it on one night, and then ever since, just been watching it.
Okay.
But then, you randomly get into it, don't you? Around this time of year, you just have to always rewatch it.
I totally agree with that. I myself,
especially the ones that you grew up with.
Yes, 100%. I myself, it was, funnily enough, I believe it is Aliens in London. It was the scene of the pig running down the corridor with the Ninth Doctor running after it. That was my first impression of Doctor Who as a wee child. And I was hooked. So that is how I got into Doctor Who at a very young age, just seeing a pig running down the corridor. Yes, yeah. And as we are talking about that kind of stuff, what are your thoughts on as Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor? What's your thoughts?
Well, whenever this is like going back about 3 years ago. I used to not actually start off with him. I used to start off with David Tennant. But as of recently, I might as well start off with the full reboot back in 2005, which was Eccleston's, and turns out I missed a lot of funny moments by doing what I originally did.
This is what everyone does. A lot of people skip 9, and it's like, there's some important episodes to skip over, which we will obviously be talking about on this podcast soon to come. Right. Anyways, let's actually begin with the episode Rose. It's got a very nice nostalgic feel to it. The first shot of the Earth, just like when it does the, shot into the Earth, is always a very nostalgic thing. What I think Doctor Who's always tried to have, like the amount of Earth shots we've had since then, just to have that like nostalgic vibe. Now, one thing I do have to question is, what is Rose's job? Now, I know she works at a shopping mall. I can't remember the name of a shopping mall, what I'm currently thinking of. But the montage of her, playing around with, Mickey and Laddie D, do we actually see any scenes of her working?
It's a good question, to be honest. It looks like what she does is, takes the clothes from the back and then stacks them up onto, the counters.
Right. It's just one. It's always been a thing of we watched oh, this is cool. Yeah, she's having fun, but it's like, is she actually working? Like, she's never behind a till or talking to customers. Or...
No, she's what is it? I don't even know what it's called, but one of those people that just stack the shelves and just a generic. Say working at Tesco's, it's the generic stuff that you do just around the shop, stacking shelves and.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that was the job until.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a TV show, so I guess they wouldn't just show an 8-hour shift on TV. Right. Now, obviously, she's about to leave, and then she gets handed the lottery winnings, I believe. I think it's lottery winnings and not lottery tickets, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And then gets told to go find Wilson. Now, who is this Wilson? We do not know. But she goes into the basement. Now, I would actually say this is probably one of the creepiest moments of Doctor Who. I think that basement, being alone down there, hearing, the random crashes, her shouting, Wilson! I think generally has a good tension build. Like, I was watching the episode today, to recap the memory, and I generally still get a bit like, ooh, creepy. What's your thoughts?
Well, yeah, because you just introduced to someone called Rose, and the whole camp is just focused on her. and then there was this montage of her being happy, and now it's just like the complete opposite. And you can tell it's different to what she's normally like, because she's just being all, well, cautious, and
the
place that she's meant to feel safe and all that, she now doesn't.
But yeah, well, I would say I think the tension build-up is phenomenal. I think when the mannequins start to move, what do you actually call them? Not anti-plastic. We do have a name. It's not, yeah, okay, I don't have a name. We do have a name, the plastic people. I just can't remember what you call them. I'm sure that's going to come back and kick me in the ass soon.
The mannequins.
They're called, like, I don't remember. I don't know. Let's not just spend the entire episode trying to remember the name of the monster. Even though we probably should. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. One thing I always love about this season, out of all the, like, every other season's fine, but this one season, it's like, there's a weird warm glow to every single shot, if you've ever noticed that.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but, like, even other Doctor Who fans have noticed that, like, there's always like a weird, like, glow around people in the episodes, or like a weird, I think the camera's just picked up on, like, the lighting and stuff, but it's made the entire season have, like, a very nostalgic lighting effect.
Yeah. It might just be like, since it's 2005, it's like those camera quality.
Well, it might be, very much so. It's just like, even season 2, it's fixed, so it's just one thing what's always made season 1 have a bit of like a nostalgic feel.
Yeah.
Now I am gonna say this now, even though this is the first episode. I think this is probably one of the best Doctor introductions. I think those about to get hit, Doctor holds the hand and says "run" is beautifully done.
Oh yeah. You don't need. I'm watching it in like real time as you're saying it, so it's like.
Oh, okay.
It's hard hitting.
But yeah, like, I would say it has such like it gives, like, that's what you want the Doctor to be, that mysterious figure, like, you know, the stranger who's just, you know, is always
up and,
yeah. Wrong place, right time kind of situation of, yeah. And I think it shows that he has that, like, mysteriousness about him. I think it shows off the Ninth Doctor perfectly, even though it's very little actually monologue going on.
Thing is, of the big story, he was meant to be like just coming out of the Time War, wasn't he? So.
Well, this is the thing, yeah. They start dropping it this episode in little wee crumbs.
Like, this was meant to be like the end of his regeneration, because he was meant to be the War Doctor.
Well, exactly, yeah.
So.
Exactly, yeah. So, one thing I always find funny is actually, like, you know, that beautiful scene of, like, you know, run for your life, bloody-dee-doo. And then the fact he just pulls out C4, and it's like, oh, you're a terrorist. like Rose is still processing everything what's going on. And then you just got this man with a bomb saying, oh yes, I'm going to blow up this building. And I know he says, don't call the police, or we'll all be in danger, but realistically, should you call the police? Because you don't know if there's anyone in that building. The building could explode and hurt people.
Realistically, yeah, you would. But then at the same time, she's probably shocked, scared.
Yeah, she's in shock, and don't get me wrong. And
she then sees the whole building go up in flames anyway.
Yeah, it's just one scene I always find funny. It's just like he just pulls out his jacket, and she, like, it's just like, oh, okay.
They are bigger on the inside after all.
They are bigger pockets on the inside indeed. But it's just the fact, it's like, oh yeah, I met this stranger 2 minutes ago, and now he's just there blowing up a building. Chill guy, if I remember correctly.
Chill guy, yeah.
Now,
ends up falling in love with him, yeah.
I will also say, as one of my other favorite shots of the entire show is when Rose is running away after the explosion, and you just see the TARDIS, like, sitting against the wall, like, almost camouflaged, like she didn't notice it, and it's just like a really beautiful shot. That's one shot I've always liked. I would have it as a wallpaper.
I'd have the TARDIS anyway, but the
Mm.
wallpaper's all good, I guess.
Right. And then obviously it goes to Rose, settling down in her council estate flat. Mickey by her side, Jackie rambling on about getting money from this trauma. As you would, to be fair. I'm backing Jackie here. I think you would be a bit like, anything
Yeah,
for a
but then
paycheck.
again, you wouldn't exactly be thinking of just the money. She's
obviously she's shook up. It's just I just find the
I mean,
contrast.
she's just found out also the guy called Wilson's dead. So
well, yeah, Wilson. Oof. Big side character in Doctor Who, by the way, guys. The Easter egg is actually just the ball from Castaway. But no, I just find it funny that council state person living off benefits, and her first thought process is money. And I also just chuckle with the fact it's Mickey is just Mickey, and it's like, you shouldn't be having a cup of tea. Come have a pint. And just for it to turn out the game's on and he didn't want to miss it. And it's like, broski, your girlfriend has just experienced trauma and your first thought is, I'm going to miss the game. That is...
classic 2005. What can you say?
Oh, 100%. Like, I think, to be fair, every man would relate back then. And, yeah, I would say it's... it's a funny little scene. I like it. And then, obviously, it cuts to her waking up, no job, which I used to always be jealous of. Like, imagine just not needing to do anything all day. And then I was unemployed for a bit and I was like, this sucks. So, obviously, then the Doctor goes to the flat, after the experience. Because he tracks down that some... what's the name of them called? I can't remember. Is at the flat, or if I'm correct, that's how he found Rose's flat. Is that the hand what he gave Rose after the incident?
He was tracking the hand.
Yes,
because it gave off
the
special radiation or something, didn't it?
And obviously, there's a funny interaction between the Doctor and Jackie, where she literally sees him and immediately tries to seduce him, which classic 2000s, man. What can I say? Yeah, there's a strange man in there. No, but it's a funny scene, beautiful scene, romantic scene, if anything. Right, and obviously he turns her down immediately because the Doctor is the Doctor.
Okay, another question: why does Rose and Jackie have a cat flap? Where's the cat?
Well, this is a thing. They've screwed it up, so I'm assuming it's past resident. And it's a council estate flat, so it's not like they're going to actually replace the door if someone moves out.
Yeah, but it's not even like yeah, but it's not even like sealed up or anything.
No, it is. The Doctor uses a sonic screwdriver to unseal it.
What, from the out? Yeah, but seal on both sides, not just one side.
I don't know. I think that's let's look over that because I don't think anyone actually was meant to get that into it. Obviously, Menvo starts making the Doctor a cup of tea, and then he starts looking around the flat. To which you then actually do find out he's just regenerated when he does the not bad. Like he looks in the mirror and sees that he's all right. So it's like, okay, he's just regenerated. Confusing for anyone who's never seen Doctor Who before, but.
He's never seen his own face up to that moment, and this is like, I'm guessing, third season-esque kind of age. Is it meant to be? Well, because he regenerates at the end of the season, doesn't he?
Yes.
Well, obviously, in the whole series, he is just fresh because they had to redo the whole War Doctor thing.
No, yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, I think, obviously, this is like maybe literally a few days into being the Doctor. Well, the 9th Doctor. Yeah. So I think that's why he's probably not seen himself in a mirror. To be honest, I don't think 9 actually had a long life. But then again, did he? Who knows? Only Russell T Davies could answer that.
No, because even later in the episode, you see all the evidence of where he's been.
Well,
and what
my dear friend is.
Well, you see the TARDIS, but.
Yes, but my dear friend, time travel. That might be after. That might be before. Well, probably.
Does he not sleep?
The Doctor, no.
Incorrect. Start of season 2. He sleeps.
Oh, yeah, right, okay, yeah. So when he's played with regeneration, right.
He does sleep.
But a cup of tea sorts it all out, anyways. Anyways, so then obviously the mannequin hand scene happens, and you know it's a very goofy scene. I've always thought, like being the actors in that moment, having to pretend there's a mannequin like stuck to your face. It's
commitment. Yeah, but it's also very easy to do.
Oh, it also 100%. Makes it
very easy to do, but then like it's I don't know what it is. It's like, well, it wasn't a very budget-heavy series, was it?
So. Oh no, 100%. And to be fair, it's not a bad scene. It's very good still. I love all. To be fair, I love all this episode.
With what they did very good.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then obviously after that traumatic event again, literally a day after seeing a building explode, and now a hand just randomly becoming sentient. The Doctor just like, well, that's me done. Goodbye, Rose. Never gonna see you again. Just for her to then, track it. Well, not track him down. Follow him to the TARDIS. Obviously, not going into the TARDIS, but she then
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Then she obviously is like, "Who are you? What are you?" And he gives one of the best speeches, and I literally think about this speech many a time, and I will actually read it now, just because it's easier to read it out than just So the Doctor says to Rose whilst walking towards the TARDIS, "Do you know, like we were saying about the Earth revolving, it's like when you were a kid. The first time they tell you the world's turning and you just can't quite believe it, because everything looks like it's standing still. I can feel it. The turn of the Earth, the ground beneath our feet is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and the entire planet is hurtling around the sun at 60,000 miles an hour, and I can feel it. We're falling through space, you and me, clinging to the skin of this tiny little world. And if we let go, that's who I am. Now forget me, Rose Tyler. Go home." Which I think is a brilliant speech. That just shows what the Doctor is.
Hard hitting.
It's a hard hitting speech. I know you're breathless. But
for someone that's dyslexic, I can't speak very well. You said that very well.
Oh, I've had that speech in my head for many a year. But
you say it every night before you go to bed.
Oh yeah. I don't pray. I just say that. I just say, "I can feel the Earth turning at 5,000 miles an hour." No, but it just shows what the Doctor is. He's pretty much like the thing holding everything together, stopping the Earth from falling out of existence, pretty much.
I mean, he could have caused it all to happen.
Well,
by being on Earth, it makes it a target for the aliens, because most of the aliens want to kill him, don't they?
That is true, but then again, he also protects Earth. It's a very weird situation. Like, in a future episode, I
don't know what came first with like the Doctor or the aliens. Like,
it's a classic "what came first, the chicken or the egg" situation.
Yeah, the Doctor or the aliens.
That's a very good point, actually. That's a very good point. And then, right, let's go on to the next scene, obviously. So, Rose now becomes all Sherlock and tries her best to, find the Doctor. So she goes on, what is it called? Internet search or something like that, or web search. I can't actually remember what the Google alternative is called in this show. Just type in Doctor.
Search wise.
Yeah. Doctor Blue Box. Of course he's going to be like the first thing that pops up. Like, realistically, it wouldn't just work like that. Like, you would literally have to go down the biggest conspiracy loophole to try and find this random man with a blue box. Especially 2005, Now it might be a bit easier because everything's, online. But I just find it funny, like, just Dr. Blue Box, and it's like, oh, a guy called Clive. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then, obviously, then she goes to Clive's. Clive, very big character in Doctor Who. I would say probably top 5 key characters of all Doctor Who. Would you agree?
He showed up for one episode.
That one episode changed everything, Josh. Right. Anyways, so Mickey obviously drives her there. So, and she also, he can't, she didn't want to just go see a random stranger without having someone know where she is. Luckily, Clive, a family man, has a wife, kids. So, seems safe enough. He does invite her to his shed, though, which, that was a bold move. Like, literally within the minute of meeting, it's like, right, come back to my shed.
I mean, his son doesn't really think highly,
I don't think the wife does either. He is an outcast to his own family.
Yeah, but like the wife actually seems supportive.
Yeah, and you would be. I mean, he wouldn't be a married man if she didn't go with a bit of a cuckoo-ness. Now, let's be real. Clive probably should have worked for UNIT if they ever did actually bump into him, because he did a fuck ton of research on the Doctor. I'm talking, he probably knew more about the Doctor than the UNIT themselves. The only thing I will say about Clive is he believes that the Doctor is like pretty much the angel of death, like, because obviously you see photos of like, JFK assassination and the Titanic. So obviously he's a scene of his traumatic events with the Doctor there, and it's like, the Doctor is an angel of death. If he comes knocking at your door, be scared. And it's like, okay, I mean, you're not wrong. He is normally where bad things happen to try and prevent it. But apart from that, Clive did a bang-up job actually knowing who the Doctor is.
The Doctor shows up to prevent something else from changing it. He's trying to make sure that JFK gets assassinated.
Yeah, like sadly, he does just have to.
Towers,
exactly, yeah. He just has, he knows about these events, so he can't change them because that could change everything. The butterfly effect is a big thing in Doctor Who.
But then, like, Rory can die. Yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Rory can die.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, kind of stuff. Right. Anyway, so whilst there's this serious talk between Clive and Rose, we obviously see one of the most famous scenes of all Doctor Who, the wheel bin situation with Mickey. Now, the wheel bin starts to move by itself, so as any individual would, he gets out his car and walks towards said bin. Maybe thinking it's a cat inside, so wants, to rescue it. So he placed both hands on top of the bin and opens up slowly, as you would. Well, does he open up slowly? Maybe not. Maybe I'm yapping. For it to be empty. Now, that should be the end. Oh, my bad. Sorry. They don't get the bins cleaned enough for that to right. Anyway,
it's low budget. It's all low budget.
It's all low budget, but we also can't make it look too fake. So obviously,
we just ignore what Mickey looks like after he gets swapped.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, his hands get stuck to the bin with, I would say, top of the arc CGI. And then for him to then get thrown into the bin, and then for some comedic relief, the bin burps. Classic 2000 staple of Doctor Who humor. So then Rose comes back to the car and doesn't think, Mickey, you've got a bit of a glow to you, should I say. Definitely don't look plastic or anything like that. But
got a mouth finish,
Yeah, and then okay, bit hungry. So what should we have? Pizza? For him meant to be like pizza, which I'm enthusiastic about pizza, so I'll allow it. If you get excited, I might say it over and over again. So we can brush over that.
What happened to the beetle though? The yellow beetle.
That is a question what no Doctor Who fan can ever figure out. Because by the parting of a way, it's gone. Is it gone?
Yeah, he's now got. He's got like a green mini or something.
Yeah. So we don't know. This is the lore what needs to be filled in. That we'll let our imaginations run wild for it. Anyways, so, you know, pizza, you would think, oh, go to my local, you know, takeaway, go home, chill, maybe watch the footy or whatever you do. No. The people who live on a council estate go to a 5-star restaurant where they got offered champagne.
Perfect. It's perfect. Very realistic.
100%. You know, let's go from having a tenner pizza to let's spend 100 quid, you know, because pizza. For which then, obviously, a random guy, whilst Mickey and Rose are talking about the doctor, is persisting that they have some champagne. They keep brushing it off because, obviously, they want to talk about the doctor.
They didn't order champagne either.
They didn't order it, so, you know, there's... Get out of my face, random stranger. Anyways, for then them to realize, oh, great heavens, it's the doctor. For then him to do one of the best scenes of the episode. He says, I can't actually remember what he says, but he shakes a bottle and shoots it at Mickey. Now, this is where all the budget for this episode went, because it goes into the skull and makes a very good warpy wobble effect on the face, which is very realistic, I would say. And then, obviously, he just spits the cork out and then turns into this
just has a power.
A machine. And, like, he becomes no man. And I'd also love the fact they've had an extra where it's like, he rips off Mickey's head and then you just hear the most beautiful like in the background of like, I've never heard an extra put so much effort into a scream before. You don't even see the extra, so I would love to see what his credentials are. I was the man who screamed into the episode of...
It doesn't even sound like one, it sounded like a woman screaming.
It might have been a woman.
It was just a guy with a really high-pitched voice.
Generally, I don't. Anyways, so then it obviously gets to the alleyway. He locks the door to stop Mickey from being able to fully, you know, immediately ambush him. For which the doctor goes into this little police box and Rose is like, what are you doing? You know, there's no room. Yeah, we can't hide in a wooden box, you plonker. But then I would say is, again, probably one of the best TARDIS reveals. Like, there's a lot of good reveals in this one episode. Now, obviously, you don't see it at first. You just see the warm green glow on Rose's face, and you can tell this is bigger than both of us, you know? So she then does the famous walk around the TARDIS. How is it bigger on the inside than outside? But then a beautiful shot where she just runs in and it like follows right behind the camera, and then you just get to see the interior as it like expands, and it's like, whoa. Doctor Who's got a budget. Not a big one, but a budget. There is no cardboard holding this together.
No, not enough budget to change TARDIS interiors from 9 to 10, but you know, there's enough budget for something. Also, you can then also just tell that the mannequin head of Mickey is just a big fake.
Oh, nah. Stop yapping. Obviously, it's a very realistic...
I wish they had like him just talking and just yapping.
They should have kept him talking, because he did actually talk at first. Like, what did he say? Like, when he ripped off the head, he was like, you think that's going to stop me? Or something like that?
Yeah, he said, don't think that's going to stop me. And then, like, his body's just hitting.
Oh, no, that's when the famous scream happens. Like, you think that's going to stop me? Anyway.
So it was talking at first, but then
and then we just stopped. That's when the budget had officially ran out. Like, anyway, so TARDIS then tries
It's just like a bunch of, like, PowerPoint, like, things for...
Just a slideshow for the rest of the episode. Anyway, so obviously then the TARDIS starts to melt. The head actually starts to melt because, you know, plastic. So then the doctor start panicking and have to try and locate where the receptor is coming from. And the TARDIS lands, but unfortunately didn't get the signal strength enough. But it got close. So then, again, word of the podcast, another very famous scene. Or iconic scene, would I say. The London Eye. It is probably actually a very famous scene in Doctor Who, I would say. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Good.
Like, it's the first time we actually see, like, the TARDIS firsthand and doing everything, so...
And then, obviously, the Doctor's like, right, we are looking for, like, a massive round dish. We are looking for some...
thing is, like...
It must be invisible.
It was so iconic, it even came back as, like, a trend.
Oh, yeah, 100%. This one episode has done a lot for Doctor Who. So, obviously, both sees Roland and I and the Doctor being oblivious as always is like, what? And then for the famous realization and be like, fantastic. His iconic line, fantastic. He's trademarked that fantastic, so no one else can use it. Now, also we talk about how we're going to stop these... What's the name of the monster, Josh? I can't remember.
I don't know.
God damn it. Well, anyways, they have...
I'll have a search.
Yeah. So anyways, whilst you do that, he pulls out a formula. Now, can you guess what this formula is called? Anti-plastic. Genius, I know. Genius. Who would have thought anti-plastic would go against plastic? Now they know where the receptor is, so they start running towards Big Ben with a very iconic theme from Murray Gold playing, which I will mention a lot throughout these seasons that Murray Gold is a masterclass composer of Doctor Who. He makes a lot of scenes feel big and ambitious and emotional. So that's one thing I will say about Murray Gold is he carries a lot of Doctor Who, I would say.
So the mannequins are called the Ortons.
The Ortons, that's it. Yeah.
And then the Nestine consciousness.
The Nestine consciousness. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Right. Yeah, all clicks now. So anyways, yes. So he has anti-plastic to fight the Nestine consciousness. I think that's... Yeah, okay. That's what we're going with. Right, anyways. So they get into the lair. We find that Mickey is still alive. Traumatized, but alive. So Rose runs down whilst the Doctor's trying to be like, may I approach you? For which Rose does not give to and runs down anyways. But then the Doctor to actually go up to the Nestine and be like, I come in peace. But for which two what do you call them? What do we call them? Antons? No,
Artons.
Artons, yes. Two Artons to come up behind the Doctor and grab him. For which then they find the anti-plastic. I know. Scary. Crazy. What are you doing with my kryptonite, Doctor? But then they also reveal that they have the TARDIS. When did they get the TARDIS? Who knows? It just they I don't know, they lifted it by themselves there. Now, obviously,
I mean, it's not exactly heavy because like the unit can do it.
That is true.
As well.
That is true. But then again, it's not plastic, so it's like, how do they actually move it there?
A lot of them.
You just see like 8 mannequins walking. You just see like 8 mannequins just pulling a place box. Anyway, then obviously the Nestine consciousness sees the TARDIS and knows what the TARDIS is from, Gallifrey. And then this is where our first little breadcrumb of the Time Law is mentioned, because obviously it gets scared because the Time War was a massive war, which we don't fully know about yet. We just know that whatever that war is, the Doctor was in it, and so was the Nestine consciousness. And the Doctor says, I tried to fight, but even I lost. So like, it was apparently a very big war, but we don't really know anything, but it was a bit of a breadcrumb of, okay, we need to find out what's going on here then. Yeah, because of the panic, and and the Doctor is there, and they tried to escape the Time War because all its kind has died. So they thought they were safe on Earth just to see another person from the Time War there, which is understandable. You would freak out, especially when he's carrying around anti-plastic. Now, anyways, he then obviously cuts to the shopping mall where Jackie Tyler's just come out of the police station. Rose is calling her like, you need to get home. But Jackie's like, no, I'm just going to do some late night shopping. But then a bunch of
as you do, yeah.
as you do, then a bunch of autons that smashing through windows and everyone's in panic. For then one of the key characters to come back into the episode, the legend himself, Clive. He sees them for his own eyes, and it's like, it's real. It's all real. Like he was right. He had that validation. just for him to be like, oh, he's got a gun, and not instead of like flinching, trying to duck. He just accepts it. Like he gets shot in the head, and it's like you spent I don't know how many years looking into this kind of stuff just to get killed within seconds of an alien invasion. It's truly a tragic moment in Doctor Who history, which I would mention a lot. Clive was a good man. He should have been, I wouldn't say level of Wilf, but I think he could at least been maybe like a reoccurring person. Doing like the mad old man who knows of a doctor but no one believes him kind of situation. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like ways we could have kept him alive. Now
he could have like shown up just at random points to try and save people or something.
Exactly, like or literally even like randomly on the news saying, "I know who stopped this from happening," and or whatever, you know. So then the Doctor's obviously stuck, pinned down by two Autrons.
Autons, yeah.
And then for Rose then to do the most realist speech of all Doctor Who. When she needs to help the Doctor, her speech is no A-levels, no job, no future. I think that is a nail on the head for most people in England right now.
Yeah. Especially
generally, like I pretty much most of them are me right now. So, you know, go Rose for then her to apparently have done gymnastics, or was it gymnastics? I think for them to be able to swing down into one of the Artons and make the antiplastic go into Menestine consciousness. Now, the effects definitely don't hold up, but I think they still... I mean, it still gets portrayed to look like it's dying and stuff. And then we obviously see it starts to explode and the building exploding and they run up to the TARDIS and escape. And then we cut back to Jackie, where she's about to get shot, but then obviously they all start to turn off. So they all like start rolling around on the ground like beep, boop, beep, but they don't do beep, boop, beep because they're not robots. And then it's actually quite abrupt because then it obviously cuts to the Doctor landing in an alleyway, for which Mickey obviously just runs out and like hugs like the closest thing what feels like Earth, and then Buzz obviously goes and comforts him. Now, and then obviously the Doctor's like, well, that was fun. Would you like to come back with me? For which obviously Mickey's like, don't, he's an alien. And then the Doctor just sternly says he's not invited, which you will see that this is quite a big thing throughout this season of the Mickey hate for no reason. I think he's actually a decent boyfriend, but the Doctor just doesn't like Mickey. Would you agree?
Yeah, he feels he's very much just pushed to the side.
100%.
Like, well, as he refers to before as a tin dog. But
yeah, that's a good episode. So obviously the Doctor's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll leave then. And then the TARDIS leaves and then they start walking away. Now, do we know how long the Doctor actually waited to come back? Now, you might think it's an instant, but there is a fan theory out there that when he actually left, he actually did some traveling by himself. Maybe that's why he was there for the Titanic and the JFK thing. And then he felt alone still. So he went back to that point to tell her, oh, also, it can time travel. Boom. Big fan theory. I think I could believe that. I think he actually did leave for maybe a few weeks or months or years and then came back and we're like, oh, it also time travels. For which then Rose immediately just drops Mickey and like, oh yeah, fuck you. And then runs towards the TARDIS in a slow motion with the iconic theme playing. And then that is the end of Rose. I think it's a very first solid good episode. What's your thoughts on the episode?
It's a good intro to the Doctor, especially after what it was a good few years for everyone else.
Yeah, it's I think it's a good way to get new fans in and old fans in, because to be fair, the old ones are actually from Classic Who, but new Who fans wouldn't know that. They just think the new creatures, but actually they are from Classic Who. So you're getting a bit of the Classic Who fans back into it by bringing them back, and you're getting new Who fans in because, well, I don't know, mannequins what can shoot and stuff. Cool. What's your overall rating for the episode, would you say?
Probably around about 8, 7.5.
I have actually also given it 8 out of 10. I think it's a very solid first episode to a season, especially a reboot. I think it's brilliant. Like, don't get me wrong, does the CGI hold it back a bit? Maybe. But
yeah, but then
we gotta remember it's 2005, and also I am very biased towards like the nostalgia feel of it all. I'm not gonna go easy on all episodes of Doctor Who, by the way. There will be episodes where I do talk about bad things, loving monsters, and that will be coming up soon. So I would say Rose is a very good first episode. I think it sets up what Doctor Who is. I think it introduces you to what kind of Doctor we're going to be with. And I think Rose is a good companion to also, like, it does feel like you're just looking through new eyes. Like, you feel like Rose, because if you never watch the show, you are pretty much Rose because you don't know what's going on. But also, I think classic Whovians probably were also like, okay, she's new, she's fresh, she's eager. So it's,
to be fair, I think it is meant to be like we are the companion, because there's. Do you remember the David Tennant episode, the Planet of the Dead?
yes.
Yeah. That woman doesn't go through the TARDIS, and we're on her side of it. Like, with those aliens, we don't understand what they're saying, but the Doctor does.
Oh yeah,
so
see,
I
that's
think
a
like
very
we're
good
meant
point.
to be the actual. We're meant to actually be like the companions traveling with him properly.
That's a very good point, actually. That's a very good point. Well stated. Now, obviously, it's first episode of a podcast, so obviously there's going to be some jank around it all. And anyone who's actually gotten up to this point, thank you for listening to us. I have decided I'm going to try and at least add something a bit fun for the end of the episode. So I've looked up facts about this episode. And one fact which I didn't actually know about was apparently there was a lot of production tension actually filming this episode, where Christopher Eccleston almost left whilst filming this episode. Doctor Who. Apparently, this was a thing that started to sour the relationship between Christopher Eccleston and Russell T Davies, which we all do know what happens in the end. He does still leave, but we might have not even gotten him for Series 1, Christopher Eccleston. We might have literally had to replace him, because apparently literally filming this pilot was messy and horrendous, which I generally did not know was a problem, which I thought was a little fun fact to know about the episode.
I didn't know that. That was
generally like it, and it was like they literally was this was like one of the first episodes they filmed as well. So it was like if he left this episode, they would literally have to have been recast the Doctor, which I was like, God damn. So I'm happy that he stayed on still. I mean, well, he didn't stay on, but at least he actually got the series finished, because I do think Christopher Eccleston did bring a lot to the role. And I think he did have a lot of weight on his shoulders to bring back Doctor Who. He wasn't even a fan of Doctor Who when he got cast. But still, he knew the pressure of Doctor Who. So I think what he did for Series 1 was a phenomenal performance, which I think is why the Doctor Who's still going today. Like, don't get me wrong, I know David Tennant and all that, it's the big ones, but the big dogs. But I generally don't think Doctor Who would be as good if it started off with David Tennant. That's my controversial out there thing.
Yeah. Eccleston walked, so
exactly,
Tennant could run.
Exactly.
I mean, he was gonna have like what, like 4 seasons in total. It was gonna have like 4 seasons instead of 3.
Exactly. It was so brilliant. They said, yeah, Eccleston walks there, David Tennant could run, and then Matt Smith could be Alien.
Could be a fucking alien.
But yes, so this is episode 1 of the podcast, obviously. Thanks to everyone who has watched, and we are going to be trying to do a weekly release where obviously we watch the episode and then yap about it straight after. So if you did enjoy us yapping, thank you. It's still going to be a bit rough around the edges for a while until we, get on our feet and know what to do exactly. But for everyone who has listened or watched, thank you. And do you want to say anything, Josh?
No, you've taken the words right out of my mouth.
I'm quite good at that. Professional yapper. But yes. So thank you everyone who has watched. This is Whovian Wire. Whovian Wire on Twitter as well. I'm on Twitter or /X. So if you want to keep updated on there, go and follow me on there. And yes, we will be trying to get a new episode out weekly talking about Doctor Who, and that is it, I would say. So thank you for listening and have a lovely rest of your week, and goodbye.